This is TSS Talks with Saida Rizvi,
And Shreya Rao.
and today we'll be talking about how basically anyone can be famous on the internet.
Yeah, so YouTube's been pretty much a big part of my life since like fifth grade. Um, I don't know. I don't really remember finding YouTube, but I remember that the first YouTuber I started watching was Jenna Marbles. And I remember I started watching it because my friends told me to watch it. And I remember one of my friends, she had a shirt that said like Jenna Marbles on it or something, and I was like, who the heck is she? So I remember watching her videos and really liking it and enjoying the content. It was pretty like useless stuff, like just fun comical sketches. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree. I started watching YouTube in probably 2011 or 2012, and that was pretty much when I started middle school or like had just gotten into like 7th or 8th grade. And that was kind of like the peak of YouTube, I'd like to say, because it wasn't like the very beginning of YouTube back in 2006, but it was kind of like the middle ground. Like it hadn't been um, super into brands and stuff by then. It was more focused on the, original like creators and how they were influencing all these people that were watching their videos and everything. And it was very like almost everyone that was on there had, talent. They were either comedians or they were coming up with sketches and doing all these things, or they were gamers or reviewing electronics and stuff. That was a really big thing that a bunch of YouTubers did. But nowadays it's completely different because vlogging is a really big thing where people are always, want everyone that's watching to know what they're doing all day long, whether it be important or just normal. And that's kind of what has gotten YouTube to this level where it's kind of like useless content because people will be doing so many things just for their vlogs so that they can show that, they have very interesting lives. Even if they don't, they go to somewhat annoying extremes to prove that, they're living a lifestyle that a lot of people wish that they would live. And due to this, it's like a lot of the skits and a lot of the true talent and hard work that goes into the videos have kind of like those kind of videos have left the front running game of YouTube, and it's been replaced by a bunch of people that are just famous for other things, or have been just doing the most to try to get their videos to be up front. And it's not so much because of their hard work, but it's more because of how outrageous they are.
Yeah, everything nowadays seems pretty not authentic because I used to watch like beauty videos, but nowadays like the people that I used to watch, like every single video they put out now is it's a video that's been sponsored by like Neutrogena or like Clinique or something, and then all the products are using that videos from that brand, and it's just not like a real video at all. So like what you were saying about like outrageous stuff, like like David Dobrik, he like had Vine before, and then once Vine shut down, he came to YouTube. And I didn't know him that well on Vine. Like I feel like he did better in YouTube because he had like all those Viners that were with him and stuff. They all basically became like one group of people. Yeah, and now like everyone knows that his videos are sketched out because he said that. But I don't know. It seems like I enjoy watching his videos, but to a certain point, it's like what's all this for? Like, what are you gonna do after this whole thing ends?
Yeah, none of the stuff that he does in his videos is because like, he's writing it out and it's like true comedy. It's kind of just like outrageous things where it's like he'll buy a pony and he'll like bring it to his house and he'll like surprise his friends with it or do other stuff like that, and that's how he's making his living. But I mean, at least the thing that I respect about him is that he stays in his boundaries most of the times. Like he like not when it comes to his friends, but when it comes to other people who don't want to be involved in his like vlogs, like he respects their decisions about that. Like when it comes to his neighbors and stuff, like he doesn't really do anything that would, disturb them, or he doesn't do anything that would disturb like the community that he lives in or anything. Like he's not drawing so much attention to himself that, everybody is, being kind of hurt or like in any way because of like the things that he's doing. So that's what I appreciate. I mean, if he's going to do outrageous things, then at least he's being considerate of other people when he's doing them. But that's unlike a lot of other people on YouTube. such as Jake Paul,
Yeah.
who has actually been,
He's been a nuisance.
yeah, and he's been on the news. Like, the news literally came to his neighborhood to cover the story that he gave, like, all of his fans his address so that they could all show up at his house
Yeah.
and just kind of, like, bombard them. And, like, obviously he lives in a neighborhood with a lot of other regular people, and they're all being disturbed, you know, it's just screaming fans outside of his house, and their neighbors can't leave or do anything because they're being ambushed by these, like, girls who want to meet him and do all these things. And not only that, but he does a lot of, like, crazy stunts and, like, sets things on fire and stuff, which are just, like, a safety hazard for anyone else in the community. And he's been, like, reported to the police multiple times because of it, but he's not willing to change. So that raises a lot of questions on, like, these kind of people are the ones who are famous on YouTube, and it's like they don't have any real talent that they're showcasing. It's just they're doing crazy things to get views.
They're just doing things that people normally wouldn't do. So I think that's what intrigues people to want to keep watching them.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of those people in that neighborhood that he lives in, they're like families or like couples that have worked like the neighborhood that he's living in. It's like expensive, like like LA, and like these people have like worked, you know, their whole lives basically just to like settle down with their family, and now they have to deal with him every day.
Yeah.
And I know that they've tried to talk to him and stuff, but he thinks that they're just trying to shut him down or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how he doesn't realize that he's doing a lot of things that nobody appreciates.
Yeah.
And just because he has like a following, I was about to say small following. He does not have a small following. He has like millions of people that watch him, but I don't know. I think it's all for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. He actually just hit, I think, 10 million followers a couple of, like, weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago. He hit 10 million followers, and I think he's the first account to do it in that short of a time period. Like, there are definitely, I think, like, PewDiePie was the largest YouTuber for a really long time because he has like 14 million or something, but it's like he took like a solid like 10 years to hit that goal. But I think Jake Paul has been on YouTube for maybe 2 years, and he's hit 10 million people already. But it's really partially due to his like stint on the Disney Channel, where he was on a show for a while. But all of his extracurricular stuff that he did apart from Disney Channel, aka his vlogs on YouTube, kind of got him kicked off of the Disney Channel.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't tell you that he's being extra, then I don't know what tells you that he's, you know, going.
He said that it was like a mutual agreement, but everyone knows that he basically got fired, but he doesn't want to admit to that.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what kind of image he's trying to protect. Because
there is no image.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a very good presence in the media. Even other people in the YouTube community make fun of him and kind of use him. He's always the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Because he's really representing the YouTube community so poorly that the people who are working hard, whether it be like beauty vloggers or gamers or, you know, people who come up with skits for their videos, all these people are being misrepresented just because of this one guy who's the most famous apparently, and especially because he's on Disney Channel. I'm sure there are a bunch of parents who know who this guy is, and the more they find out about him being a nuisance in his neighborhood and just being disruptive in general, I don't think they're gonna, you know, view YouTube in a good way as soon as they find out that he is, you know, so famous on there too. So I don't think it's fair for everyone else who is working hard making videos to kind of be lumped into the same category as him.
But there's also like other examples of people, like it's not just Jake Paul. Like, do you remember Sam Pepper?
Oh yeah.
When he blew up, because so I think his channel was basically like pranks.
Yeah.
Right. And then he had one prank where he would handcuff himself to girls, and then the only way that he would uncuff them is if they kissed him.
Yeah.
And that video, like I tried watching it, it made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's kind of like harassment. Like you can't just handcuff yourself to someone.
Yeah.
And then ask them to kiss you.
Exactly.
And then he had another video where, I don't really remember that well, but I think he had like a fake hand or something, and he would like grab girls' butts.
Oh,
and
my
then,
God.
Yeah. And then the girls would like turn around and be like, why are you grabbing me like that? And he'd just be like, oh, it's a prank.
Yeah. That was another, like, that was the very early on, like, decline of YouTube in a sense that, like, so many people that were doing stupid things were getting so famous, and they were getting more famous than people who were putting in more effort than they were.
Yeah.
And they kind of like, people like Jake Paul and Sam Pepper kind of like ruined the meaning of the word prank. Like, nothing was harmless anymore. It was just straight up like rude or like sexual harassment related.
Yeah.
Like, there's just, it wasn't funny. Like, it was just weird for them to be doing that. And I mean, they've both gotten to those extremes where it's like, why are these people famous? You know, like, what are they doing? They don't have any talent. Like, if they were one day told to not do pranks anymore,
What would they do?
what would they be doing?
Yeah.
Like, they don't have any, they like gave up their like educations to be here and do these things, and it's like, what are they, you know, accomplishing from the stuff that they're doing? I mean, they're definitely getting paid for it because they have so much ad revenue and stuff, but it's like they really don't have any substance to them.
Yeah. But I know like Sam Pepper, he's no longer in like part of YouTube, right? I don't know
Yeah, I
do you
don't
know what he
think so.
does anymore?
I don't know what he does. He kind of, after that like whole sexual harassment thing, like he kind of just
Yeah.
fell off the grid. Not sure what he
Yeah.
does anymore.
There were other YouTubers too who had like, I don't really remember this guy's name. I think his name was Toby on YouTube, but there was like a rape charge against him. Like people
Oh.
were accusing him of raping people, and so then he stopped doing YouTube. So those people that are getting that fame, they're eventually like cut off, but it takes a while. So I think Jake Paul will get cut off of YouTube,
Yeah.
but it's just gonna take a long time. Like already people that don't like him, they've already like realized that he doesn't deserve this platform.
Yeah.
But his fans are the people that need the most convincing.
Yeah.
And his fans, first of all, are like 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
Which I kind of think is kind of like uncomfortable because
Yeah.
his videos aren't catered towards like children.
Yeah. And I think that's what's kind of influencing these kids to be, you know, so interested in YouTubers like this or people that make content like this, because every kid like wants to be older than they are. Like, they always want to be, you know, older because they think they're going to be either like more respected or they're going to be cooler or whatever it is. And that's not necessarily true, but it's unfortunate that the people that they're looking up to are people like this who, I mean, just are promoting like being rude to other people or being, you know, just super like just annoying to anyone that they're around. And they're not like looking up to people who are actually benefiting society in a way, or not even that. Like, if you want to look up to people on YouTube, then you can look up to people who are actually making like quality content, like not like apart from comedy, like, or even comedians, people who actually take the time to like do skits. For example, Superwoman on YouTube, she actually writes out her videos, and she is one of the most famous people on YouTube. Probably like, I think the top 3 most famous women on YouTube. Like, she's one of them now, and she really does work hard. Like, she plans all of her like world tours that she goes on. She does all of this stuff. She never puts up a video that's not up to par. Like, she always makes sure that all of her videos are like quality. And if she does collab, she doesn't just do like random challenges or things. Like, she makes a skit, like she writes out like a whole script for it, and then she acts with the other person, and that's her collab. And I feel like that takes so much effort, you know, that actually takes time to like sit down and think of an idea, like, what am I gonna do for this video? And considering she's made so many already and she's not running out of ideas, like, that's such a big deal. How is she not, like, she's constantly like this like creative flow coming from her. And there's a lot of people that don't like her because, I don't know, just because they don't like that type of comedy, but at least it's better than just like random guys running around like doing shenanigans and like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like people like that should be the people that like kids that age are looking up to when it comes to like if they're interested in like video or like they want to start a YouTube channel. I feel like they should be doing that instead of like thinking they're doing prank videos when really they're going to Walmart and like knocking the things off of the shelves and making other people's lives harder, because that's really not that funny. You know, you can actually sit down, work hard, come up with an idea, and like be original and stuff, and you know, get big like that.
Yeah, there's also like other sides to YouTube, like the more educational side, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're boring. Like,
Yeah.
I watch Vsauce. He does like have you heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
does
sure
like
what
a
he
bunch
does.
of like sciencey videos that like make you think a lot. But yeah, they're really great to watch. And then ASAP Science, they're also another channel. They like
Are they like a duo?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
think I've seen
they're
them.
those two guys, and then they sketch out basically everything that they're talking about as they do it.
Okay.
Kind of like you know like the like a all about me videos where
Oh
they would
yeah.
like do that.
Mhm.
So they like draw everything out, and it's pretty educational for like a 5 minute video.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of different genres of videos on YouTube, and I think one of the reasons like people kind of get onto YouTube and do whatever they want is because it's a free platform. Like you don't have to, like if you get big, you get big. You know, like it's
Yeah.
like there's it's not, I'm not saying it's easy to get big, but since it's free, like, and it's easily accessible by a lot of people, it's simple to get a lot of followers once you start like gaining a little bit of attention. And you have so many places you can promote it. Like you can put it on Twitter, you can put it on Facebook, you can put it on your Snapchat. Like there's so many different like places you can promote yourself and get all these subscribers. And I feel like that's how these people got to the top, because they just kind of had like people in groups that were, interested in them, and they just like sponsored themselves so much that people kept like spreading their stuff around, even if like they weren't, having anything of substance or like doing anything that was that important or took that much thought. Like it was just kind of like a disease, like a viral like infection where it like just spreads,
Yeah.
kind of. And I feel like that's why these people who don't really have any talent are becoming so famous on the internet, because it's so easy to do it on YouTube.
And I think it's also because it's just like those type of videos, like those prank videos, they're much more different than anything you'd normally see.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you have your sketches and you have your like educational videos and you have your beauty videos, your fashion videos, whatever. And then you have these people that are like jumping off buildings and like burning mattresses.
Mhm.
So I mean, I feel like everyone would be intrigued to just see
Mhm.
it, but
Yeah.
nobody respects you.
Yeah. There's a lot of like humans are always intrigued by like things that they wish they could do but they know are like wrong and they can't or
Yeah.
they shouldn't do them. But like they have these people, doing them now, and they just want to live vicariously through them in a sense. And it's like, I mean, I get it. You are curious, but the problem is that like you're promoting these people, and these people like don't consider themselves as having any limits, so they cross all the lines, and they're like willing to do insane things. And it's like, why are we doing this? Because they end up causing like distress to other people. They're hurting other people through the stuff that they're doing. So it's like we should try less to like or we should try more to give them less attention.
So overall, within the YouTube community, we still have people that respect what YouTube came from, and they respect what they do and know that what they're doing is something good and actually contributing to YouTube as a whole. But yeah, even though we still have people like Jake Paul, I feel like their decline will eventually come soon. But it's just going to take, like I said before, it's just going to take some time for everyone to realize that his content's not needed.
I agree. I don't think that these people who basically got famous on the internet because of going viral and doing outrageous things will make it too far, because the things that they're doing aren't just getting them in trouble, like, or aren't just politically incorrect, but they are actually getting in trouble with the law because of the things they're doing. And I feel like that's a whole nother level of being disruptive, and that's going to kind of take them down.
So that's all we have for this episode. So make sure to stay on the lookout for our next one.